Happy Monday, everybody. So, as you can tell, for those of you, you know I haven't been on for the last 6 or 7 days. And I've got to tell you that we all go through life and we need these gaps, okay? Where we're almost staying silent, where we go within, you know. I can't always be putting out. You have to go within. Within is the key. And I'm going to tell you something. The big thing for me right now is this, is that there is no inflation. There's just an extra taxation. Everybody thinks that, you know, prices are going up. It's not because things are more valuable. It's because they're just printing more money. All of this was planned. Now, you're going, well, why are you talking about this, Dr. Wolf? You're into health. Well, this is about health. I'm going to tell you why. I am not going to get wrapped up into this competition. Let's get ahead. Now, if you understand something, okay, there is an entity that runs this whole planet. It's been running this planet since the beginning of this planet, beginning of life. You can believe it or not. You can all believe in your little fairy tale stories or, you know, or your religious stories. But the reality is that this planet, okay, is being run, okay, and we are the slaves. And understand something. I am going to be as free as possible on this planet. And why? Because I am not going to get involved in all the stories and all the BS, dysfunctional belief system. I love what I do. I love health. I love helping people. Understand something. Competition. I got to get ahead. Competition. Let's get ahead. Well, actually what you're saying is you're going to take someone's head to get ahead. And I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell you that. I know one thing, that there is a God, there is a creator. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Most people believe that that God and creator is going to come to you when you're down on your knees begging God, please, which is not true. I believe that everything is vibrational and what you put out, you get back. And that's the truth. Okay. I won't be in competition with anybody for the rest of my life. I will be making my prices the most fair and as low as possible, okay, to still keep my doors open, but to help people. If you are a senior citizen, you need to call me personally, because if you're a senior citizen and you can show me you are, you know what? You've been beat up. You've been beat up. You've been cast to the side. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you something. It's like this. All human beings are batteries. Okay, and as long as they're energetic batteries and they're going to work hard and they're going to want to get ahead and they're going to compete and they're going to want to make money and they're going to want to spend money on buying all kinds of stuff, then you're useful. But soon as your energy starts to go down and you start to age, you're not useful, are you, to this slave planet? This is a slave planet, and you better get it, and you better get it into your head that this is a slave planet. It's not going to change, but you don't have to be a slave. And I am not going to rant on this, but the reality is this. We have to strategize. We have to strategize against everything. Let me tell you something right now. Most of you actually use the medical system because you actually think it's a health system. Okay, most of you actually believe that the government is actually trying to help us, but they just can't. They can't figure it out. It's all just, look at, the only way to bring down the human spirit is to give them a healthcare program that's totally toxic, that came out of, you know what, the second world, WAR, okay? And the other thing is to get everybody to what? To be unconscious. I mean, there is a corner store on every corner so that we'll poison our children, poison ourselves. There's absolutely nothing good in there. There's a coffee shop on every corner so that you will take coffee in, because the best place for coffee is up the bum chum. And that's how you clean your liver. And you can't even detoxify your liver unless you do what we call the ultimate coffee enema. And I can prove it. But people will keep on drinking coffee to get to the next corner, because there's one on every corner. Because guess what? If you drink more than one coffee a day, you've got total anxiety. If you drink 3 coffees a day, you've got a nervous system blowout. If you drink 4 or 5 coffees a day, nobody can even live with you. And you drink all this coffee because why? Because you're in competition. When you're not in competition with nobody, when you go inside yourself, that's when you're going to have the energy. When you learn to calm down and understand this planet's never going to change. And you can believe that there's some savior coming from the skies or there's one coming from some election. But the reality is this, whether you want to believe this or not, as long as we deal with currency, money, this will never be a peaceful planet, okay? Because it is so easy, okay, to get people to rip people off, greedy people. You know, I've got practitioners that are so fearful of moving forward, okay, that, you know, they're all starting to feel desperate. I don't believe in any of the stories that are being told. All the wars are just for your amusement, okay? They're all bankers. You know what? They're bankers' wars. Okay, I'll probably get kicked off of TikTok again. But they're just bankers' wars, okay? And the reality is this, okay? When you no longer go to war with yourself or anyone else, when you no longer pick a side, then you are not competing. And I will not compete with another health business. I won't compete with any of my brothers and sisters anymore. You know what? I'll have people out there going, what's he really up to? You know, because I have the biggest library, okay, with more master classes free than anything else. All right. I just built a $200,000 app. That's right. That's where my money's gone. And this is to unite the world the best that I can. Don't think that I'm anybody's savior or anybody's hero. I want anybody following me. But the reality is for the rest of my life, I only want to spend my life going after the people that have fallen down, that have been forgotten. You know what? I'm in Kelowna, British Columbia right now. And guess what? Even though it's cold here, there's homeless people all over the place. And you know what? We could get those homeless people off the street just like that. Just like that. Okay? The whole thing is a setup, all right? Corner stores. I mean, you go to the dentist. I mean, God, he's a terrorist too, isn't he? He wants to put mercury in your mouth. He wants you to put fluoride in your mouth. He wants to give you root canals. I mean, these guys aren't doctors. Doctors are teachers. This is why I didn't come on, okay? This is why I didn't come on the last few days, because I really had to sit with myself. Listen, I'm building a beautiful place in Mexico. I don't believe that I can live anywhere else in the world right now, okay? That's like Mexico. Everything is at least 20 to 25% of the cost of what's here and in the United States. You know, I can't live in the United States anymore. I can't do it. Everything's going crazy. And then civil war is coming, okay? Because guess what? It's all about competition, all right? And the reality is they're going to try to make us fight with each other. I'm going to tell you something. I got to live where I can be with nature. If I didn't have nature around me, right now, I'm in this high rise here in Kelowna, British Columbia, and I thought, oh, well, that might be nice. But meanwhile, you know, I've got like 30 Wi-Fis on my phone. 30 Wi-Fis on my phone. So the reality is, oh, well, no wonder you have a bit of a headache since you got here, Daryl. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I've had a headache since I got here. Well, this is a 5G city where my home is. I'm the only one on Wi-Fi in my home. You know what? I drink 2 minimum quarts of organic juice a day. You know, I eat the most organic, beautiful salads. You know what? Every day is a blue sky in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico. There's no 5G. There's no chemtrails. I live 8 minutes from the beach. And understand something. I live in paradise. I live in paradise in this planet that is Planet. Plan, P-L-A-N-E-T. Okay, if you didn't get the clue, I don't know what's going on with you. Plan, E-T. What do you think E-T stands for? There is an entity on this planet, and guess what? They grow humans. That's right. We have families, and they feed off our energy, and they suck us dry until there's nothing left. You think I'm kidding? Right now, okay? I'm walking down, I'm going to tell you why I don't want to do it anymore. I'm walking down the street here, I'm right off of Bernard. And I'm telling you right now, people are rotting out. They're bloody well rotting out. Okay, almost everybody, and it doesn't matter, even the children look like they could be 2 to 3 months, 4 months pregnant. Okay, but understand this, 80% of the population is rotting out. Did you know that 99% of the population is parasites, and you can't have parasites unless you're rotting out? But I'm talking about noticeably rotting out. Don't believe me. Go to a mall. Go to wherever there's people. I mean, people eat anything. They have 4-inch consciousness. Now, am I putting them down? No. The human brain was manipulated in a laboratory so that 90% of it is called your subconscious. From 0 to 7, you don't have any filters. Okay? They actually, everything that goes on in your life, whether mommy was being abused by daddy, alcoholism, drugs, even just you name it, okay? And then all of these bullshit stories, and I'm sorry, but I mean it. You know what? Both of my parents were highly religious. My father was a born-again Christian. My mother was Roman Catholic. And I'm going to tell you, I got so messed up. I'm going to tell you, I am totally with the indigenous, okay? I believe that that what they call God, what you call God, which is probably a different God than my God, because mine is energy. And the reality is this, it's all about energy. You know, the invisible creates the physical. And your diseases that you created those diseases because you believe in disease. I don't believe in disease. I do not believe in disease. I don't believe in cancer. You need to understand that. Because guess what? There is no cancer. There is only 35% of lack of oxygen in a cell for more than 3 days. And it says there's so much lactic acid in here because this person stresses out all the time and they eat sugar all the time. I am totally off of sugar. I will not do caffeine. I will not do any more stimulants. I need to really have my head together because what's coming, okay, is the reset. You know, the greater reset is actually a financial reset, whether we like it or not. We're going digital. And it is going to take, and I'm telling you the truth, it's going to take 90% of the middle income people and it's going to bring them down to a poverty level because they're not watching, they're not listening. I told everybody, I said, go to BHN, The Ripple Effect, on my Telegram. I'm not making any money from this, but you need to go and, if you want to binge, don't binge on Netflix, binge on BHN, The Ripple Effect, and then you can find out where we're going and where the economy's going. And it is so going to take everybody by surprise. And understand this, you know, I go to a grocery store, and when I come out of the grocery store, I don't have a lot of food, but I have high vibrational food. Okay, 99% of the population is only buying poison, right? And guess what? We are so addicted to all the chemicals and all the drugs that they put into the food that guess what? I'm going to tell you something. There's no way that we can stop this tsunami. And the tsunami is actually people rotting out. What people do not get, okay, is they only have 4 inches of consciousness when it comes to their food. There's another 30 feet of hell, okay, because it's not heaven. And by the time it gets down to the large intestine, which is a compost that creates your good bacteria, you're rotting down there. So your good bacteria, which is 85% of your immune system, is going to get knocked out. Then you're going to go, oh, I got the flu. Oh, I got the flu. There's no such thing as the flu, and the flu is not alive. Okay, viruses are dead. So, I mean, this world's insane. And this is why I live in Mexico. This is why I have an electric bike. I can just go to the beach. This is why I can go down to the market and I don't have to ask if it's organic or not because 95% of all the food in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo is organic. And it's guess what? Only 25% of the price that's up here. And the reality is this. I'm not going to work hard like a slave. I'm not going to compete against my brothers and sisters. I'm going to do whatever I can to give as much information out there as possible. I want to just tell you what I'm up to. I will come on and talk. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things. Arthritis and fibroids and sinusitis and all of the symptoms that you have because guess what? Because you're not awake. You're not awake. And the reality is this, okay? If you were awake, you would understand that we're at awake. And what is awake? Awake is for the dead. And guess what? This is what it's all about, the Walking Dead out there right now. When you're awake, you understand what's going on. You just need to walk down any street. Go ahead, walk down any street, go into any mall, go into any restaurant, and look at the choices that we're making. And they're going to come at us hard, okay? They're going to come at us really hard. But I am going to go inside, not outside. I'm going to stay neutral, okay? Because understand something. You can't take sides here. From the very beginning, they've been poisoning us. They live off our energy, okay? Seriously. I mean, 99% of the population go to medical doctors, yes or no? 99 out of 100. And when they go, they get their drugs, or they get pieces cut out of them, or they get radiated, or they get chemotherapy, yes or no? Let me tell you something. You're only as smart as the beliefs that you have. You're only as smart as the beliefs that you have. And you can only feel love for the love you have for yourself. You will feel the love when somebody says, I love you, or they hug you, or they go, I couldn't live without you. But that's not love. That's not love. If you want to make it down here, then you've got to believe in unconditional love for yourself first and foremost, because you can't give to others what you can't give to yourself. And that's why I needed these 6 days off, is because I had to retreat. Because I am telling you, I am both eyes open, okay? I realize the real lies. And guess what? These real lies have been going on since the beginning of time. And if you think you're going to get your friends or your family or your community behind you, you're crazy, okay? And I'll tell you something right now. I'm not a protester, okay? I'm not a freedom fighter. I'm a freedom lover. And there's a difference, because they want us to fight. They want us to fight between each other. They want us to fight with them. Did you ever notice something? The people that you really hate, that you're really angry about, you can't even get near them. You can't even touch them. You can try to go to court, even take them to court. You can't get them to court because it's their court. And you need to understand that. Okay, so the reality is what they do is they make sure that you have enough pleasure, okay, to just make you not take a look at the pain. And the reality is this, suffering. Oh my God, listen, I've got my own children that are still into the suffering. They can't stop talking about pedophiles, or they can't stop talking about the drugs out there. They can't stop talking about all the stuff that they're watching. You need to stop it. You need to stop talking about it. You need to stop it right away. You block yourself off from it, because you should only be strategizing to have the most beautiful life ever. Now here comes my sales pitch. I put this together. It's called the Perfect Day Guide, okay? Go to pdgfree.com and read this guide and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Tell me that I didn't go down the rabbit hole. You know, everything from a sinus problem to an eye problem to a joint problem to a tumor, you name it, it's in here, and it's to help you take massive personal action. There's all kinds of recipes in here. This is free. This whole thing is free. I explain why you go from a limp to a cane, to a walker, to a wheelchair, to Depends. I explain how they con you into taking their drugs, okay, to dumb you down. Oh my God, everybody that gets on drugs wants to get off of them if they still have any type of spirit. And understand something. If you don't want to walk the way of the heart, the pathway of the heart, then you haven't got a chance here. So that means that you're going to have to what? Shut your mouth. You got to shut your mouth. You got to stop complaining, stop explaining, stop looking to for excuses why you can't do it, why you can't become this. I'm telling you right now, I do a course that's called Whole Life Coach Certification. And we've got one coming up in Stuart, Florida in June, early June. And then we have another one coming up in Australia. And we also have non-surgical and a women's pelvic course. I will be going and doing that in the United States and then in Australia. And I truly believe that the chaos is going to be so bad that we won't be coming into the United States. We won't be coming into Canada to do another course. I'm going to plan one for next April here. okay, for a New World Practitioner course like the Whole Life Coach, the Wolf Non-Surgical, and the Pelvic course. But I don't know if it'll actually happen because there'll be so much chaos. When they do the flip switch into digital and then they start taking everybody's money like they did back in the 30s, and they're going to do the same thing, or it's going to be close to it. Do you think these people actually care for you? Do you think the government actually cares for you? I mean, everybody in the government is a bloody moron. Why? Because they have moronic beliefs. I mean, think about it. To go and work for the government and then try to get up high in the government, you have to be so toxic and twisted. Do you know how twisted you have to be? You got to be willing to lie. You got to be willing to sell off your brothers and sisters. Seriously. And those people out there that, you think Trump's going to save the day. You know what? We live in such a grand illusion. I mean, even people in other countries are talking to me and going, I can't wait till Trump gets in. Can't wait till... And the whole thing is just one big setup. Have you ever noticed something you don't have in your life unless you're the one who goes out and does it or goes inside and feels it? I feel my way through life. I got to tell you something. I've been really going deep into really what's going on. And I actually had to sit back and just, for the last 6 days, I could not come on here. I could not come on here because I have to get to the point that I am going to make sure that I have the most beautiful life, because my life is going to end here. And I got to make sure that what I'm really doing is helping people to fall in love with themselves. Actually having people become aware enough that it's okay to go after you having a beautiful day. You know what? I had to shut my daughter down yesterday because she couldn't stop talking about what's wrong in the world. I never do anymore. Why aren't you creating your own world? Why are you sticking your nose into this toxic mess? Why do you have to go around telling people about what's going wrong in your life, what's going wrong in the world? Because guess what? You are so addicted to adrenaline and you are wiping yourself out. You know, when people say to me, I have low kidney function. Well, no crap. No wonder you have low kidney. All you keep doing is tapping on your adrenals, adrenaline into your body. Shut up. Shut up. And I mean that in a loving way. If you don't shut up and shut down, if you don't look at, well, I just can't ignore what's going on out there, Daryl. Yes, you can. You know what you can do? You can get your family and do what I did and say to all of them, who wants to come with me? Because guess what? Canada, of course, Canada and the United States. I mean, I'll talk to people in the United States and they'll go, oh, I want to come down to the DOD 5-star for 3 weeks because I want to get healed. Because we have the most powerful clinic in Mexico. And why I can say that is because we have the sun and we have a saltwater structured pool. We have a Cellsonic cardio med bed. We have a dozen 12 energy medicine pieces of equipment. And we teach you how to love and care for yourself, which is the most important thing. You know what? When I went to church, oh, listen, and you can tell me that yours is different, but I'll tell you right now, I was so guilty of everything. I was guilty of everything. I wasn't good enough. Well, guess what? I'm good enough right now. And the reality is I know that my church never taught me what was really going on. You know what? I'm not a sinner. I'm a winner. Okay? I'm not a failure. I have to do something usually 1,000 times or 10,000 times before I perfect it. And then I want to go out and learn something else. So no, I'm not a failure. I'm not a sinner. I'm also never going to lie. I'm always going to tell the truth because we need to become high vibrational people. If you don't want to get recycled down here, and I mean recycled, okay? And you know what you're always saying? Oh my God, my life, it's never changing because you don't change. Why don't you change? What do you do in your spare time? What are your main belief systems? Well, what are your main belief systems? What does God look like to you? Okay? What is love to you? Well, love is a loving family? No, it's not. Love is actually loving yourself and filling your heart up with love every day and respecting and protecting yourself and not talking about anything that's going on in the news. Now, do I go on? I'm part of a group. There's 17 people in this group. And they take a look and they analyze what's going on in the world. They actually flew to me when I was in Australia, and they said, we're going to let you be part of the group. You won't be able to talk because we've been doing this for 18 years now. But the reality is I go on there once a day, and I see what's going on, and I see what's going on in the world, and they're so on the money. And the reality is this, when I say they're on the money too, that's how you get everybody fighting with everyone, right? Well, it's a banker's war right now because the bankers need money. And the reality is they're printing money to beat the band. And the reason why, guess what? You think it's bad right now? Whatever you're buying right now, you can count on it being 2 to 3 times more of that in a year from now. Okay? So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Crap your pants, talk about how bad it is, get angry, get frustrated, give yourself a headache. Is that what you're going to do? I'm not going to do that. I've been strategizing right now for the last 2 years. I've been strategizing for the rest of my life. That's right. I got rid of everything and I've moved to Mexico. And of course, some of you are going, Mexico, oh my God, the cartel or this or that. I've been down there for 2.5 years. We had, and when I say this, we've had, are you ready for this? Thousands of people come down for healings, okay? And for trainings and for treatments down to the DOD 5-star, okay? And understand something, and I mean it, we've had thousands. And the reality is we never had one incident. So the reality is every day I get up to birds. Every day I've got jungle all around my house, okay? On my electric bike, I'm at the beach in 5 minutes. There's 50 miles of bike trails all around me. The most passive, beautiful people I've ever met, and I've been all over the world teaching, is actually in Mexico, you know? I moved to Panama about 20 years ago. Thought I wanted to be there, but no, that wasn't my groove, no. And little did I know it was just next door, next door to me. And the reality is this, I have to tell you something. It's not about being selfish. It's about being centered into oneself. And you know what? If you don't want to love yourself, go ahead, don't. And if you can't love yourself, just know that I love you anyway, but just know this, if you can't love yourself, you've got belief systems that won't let you. That's right. Because if you actually loved yourself, you'd probably go to hell. Or if you loved yourself, oh, that would be so selfish. If you didn't stop suffering for your family or for the world, you wouldn't be a real human being. Well, I'm not suffering for anyone. I am not suffering for anyone ever again. I told my daughter yesterday, I'm not suffering for you anymore. I'm not. I'm not doing this. And you're not allowed to come and just dump all that crap at the table. You can't do it because it's not real. The only thing that's real is self-love, self-care, and then shining that light on other people. I'm telling you right now, it's all about competition. We teach our kids in sports to compete. There's got to be winners. There's got to be winners. I'm telling you right now, I wish I could do it all over again. Competition is the worst thing in the world. And you know what? If you want to compete with yourself. Because guess what? You have unlimited possibility when you lovingly compete with yourself. I will grow 1% every day. Does that sound too stressful? And guess what? That's 100% in 100 days. Anyways, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to, so where can I get away with creating one of the biggest video studios of any health practitioner? Right now, in Mexico, I have a 35 by 50 foot studio. It's going to have 6 sets. Okay. All right. I live in the most beautiful place. And I'm going to be able to get up in the morning and then just do all my video shooting right there. But I'm putting it out to all of my colleagues or anybody into health. If they want to come down and they want to shoot a master class, I have all professional Hollywood studio equipment. I really do. And I don't believe in Hollywood. I'm just trying to tell you that we're going all the way with this. My Braveheart Nation app comes out on August the 8th. My studio is open up on July the 1st, and I'm opening that studio up to health practitioners around the world that want to shoot a masterclass. And if they will sell this masterclass reasonably to people, they can put it on my Braveheart Nation app. And my Braveheart Nation app is now being touted as the most powerful health app that's ever been created. And this is not, oh, wow, me bragging or showing off. I need it. I need that. I want the world to know that I love every human being on this planet. I want the world to know that I love the world itself, the planet. And I also want the world to know that every system out there is toxic and twisted, and they are feeding off of us. And guess what? Most of you believe that there's a savior coming and it's all going to change. I'll bet you $1,000 to everyone that there's no one coming to save us. And but guess what? I hope there is, but hope don't float. Is it okay if today I save myself? Is it okay if I stay in the present moment, connect to my breath, put a slight smile on, mind my own business, and say, what would my life look like if I was the master of my mind? What would my life look like and feel like if I actually did what I've always wanted to do? You need to think about that and understand something. If it's not Mexico, you better think of a place that's really disorganized, okay? Like Mexico, the government is not like here. They're so organized against their people. But in Mexico, they're not organized against their people. In Mexico, when the COVID was on, you could get a B shot or not. You know, the government stood back on that. They really did. But understand, big pharma is everywhere. So understand that. But I've created such a life for myself only when I go down the rabbit hole to try to figure out these psychos and understand something. There was an evil entity that was granted the keys to this planet. Whether you want to believe it or not, was granted by that which created the universe. Yeah. Oh, no, there's a war going on with the good guys and the bad guys. No. There's a reason why. There's some reason why I'm a prisoner on this planet. There's a reason why. Maybe because I need to become a high vibrational being. Seriously, guys, you think that you think that entities that eat and poop are high vibrational? Seriously? Do you think that people that are physical matter? This is just a meat suit. This is no different than the cow or the dog, and they treat us like cows, don't they? Yes or no? Are we treated like a cow? Are we milked of our money? Are we milked of our health? Are we milked of our love? Are we milked of our sanity? Seriously? If you want to buy into it, I really don't care what they do, and it's only going to get worse, okay, until they get what they want, all right? But they're never going to get what they want from me. I am going to have a beautiful life. You wait until you see. What I'm doing in Mexico, I could never afford to do here. In my lifetime, I would have to work myself to the bone. Now I can go down there, I can build a place, I can share this video studio. I've got a staging above my video studio where we're going to have bands come in and celebrate. Look, I could never have had this. We're going to celebrate life. We're going to celebrate freedom, because freedom is knowing that you're breathing and connected to your breath. You have a slight smile and you are doing what you want to do, and you don't pay attention to any of these things anymore. I don't give a crap. Okay? All right, like I'm going to Toronto, and I've had Marketplace come after me 3 times in my life. The last time they said that 3 people, okay, passed away due to my hands. And it's a bloody lie, because if it wasn't a lie, where would I be? But see, the reality is it's not hard to get people to believe toxic crap. I mean, look at how many people watch the news. Look at how many people are like a manure pile, and they're just spreading this stuff all the time. But you know, I did say to my daughter, I said, listen, you can't talk like that in front of me because it's not real. And I said, the reason why you've got anxiety is because you can't stop going on YouTube. You can't stop going on these things and watching these stories. And understand something. I told her, I said, listen, God love everyone. But the reality is 99% of the population is toxic. They believe in all this stuff. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. They can attack me. You can attack me. I'm going to do this. What does it matter? What does it matter? You know what? People are going to attack people who have different beliefs. Now, do I have different beliefs? Do I believe that there's a creator of everything? Yes. Do I believe in anything that comes out of a book? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't. And it better be logical, all right? It better be logical in the way that you got to take a piece from here and a piece from here. I've been researching for 40 years. I don't fear anything anymore because I know that me passing on is inevitable. Okay, me getting older is inevitable. I haven't got a choice against it, but guess what? I will look after this meat suit because that's all this is a meat suit. I am not this body, but I will look after this body. I will focus only on my spirit because there's a way out of here. And I don't know what the combination is yet, but understand something. You can believe me or not believe me, but now Daryl, Dr. Wolf, whatever he is, whatever that is, okay, knows this. We are recycled. We are recycled like everything else is recycled down here. And we are fed off of it and they suck on us. You know, let me just say this. Just like my family, not anymore though, my family, we would be sucking off each other for love because we didn't know how to love ourselves. I don't suck off of anybody for love anymore. No one. I fill up my own heart. I don't believe in any religion anymore. Just know that. I'm not against religion. If it's for you, it's for you. I believe in my breath. I believe in my slight smile. I know that I'm a spirit being. And I know that, guess what? We are prisoners down here. And you may not believe this, but you don't even know you're a prisoner because look how beautiful it is outside. Yeah, that you're going to go, prisoner my butt. You know, yeah, we are. We're a prisoner as long as there's money. As long as there's money and as long as you've got to compete and get ahead. Whose head you going to take? Mine? Mine? Let me tell you something. I got Marketplace coming after me still, and they're after me because guess what? Exact Talk. Well, they don't scare me. They don't scare me. Who do they think they are anyway? Okay? They're just out there trying to tell another story. You know, if I don't conform to the norm, I'm going to be attacked. I'm going to tell you something. All my brothers and sisters could attack me, and I'm never going to change my story. It's called unconditional love for myself and everybody else. I am going to love everybody no matter what they think of me. Because understand something. If you want to escape this matrix, all right? So let me just say this before closing. You know what? This is why they do it. This planet was created. Look at how beautiful. I mean, there's times that you're going, oh my God, I just love my life. Oh, there's so much pleasure. Look at all the beauty of it, okay? And guess what? And then there's times that you want to kill yourself. There's times that you want to kill others. Tell me I'm wrong. There's times that you go, I can't take it anymore. Do you know why there's all these people in these electric wheelchairs, these scooters? Because their spirit's gone. They've given up. Do you know why? Guess what? I did a consult on a gentleman in Canada. He says, Dr. Wolf, if you don't help me, I've already had my application approved. For what? Assisted suicide. It's free here in Canada. I'm not going on like this. So he wants me to heal a physical situation when his spirit is gone. I just told him, I said, there's no way we're going to be able to do this. You have to find a reason for living and understand. The pain gets too much for people and they just give up. And guess what? They want us to pain, okay? The last time that Marketplace came after me, they thought that they were going to destroy my business and destroy me. Well, that's not going to happen. They're not going to destroy me or my business. And the reality is this. the Marketplace, which is a show out of just out of Toronto, Canada, 67% of their money comes from taxpayers, right? They actually came to Ixtapa, Mexico, and they were down there for over a month. How much money do you think they spent? Now, do you think they're a little pissed off that they didn't destroy me? You think they did? So there's a grocery store not far from here. And when I was here about 7 months ago, I was doing a lecture. I was in Choices. A lady came over to me and she go, "You murderer," and she spit on me. So anyways, it's amazing how you can just go around murdering people, but you don't get in trouble for it. And yet they just make up stories. Isn't that just something? Yeah. And it's amazing how the majority of the population will see something about somebody and then go, "Oh my God, I always knew he was up to something." Because people can't mind their own business, can they? And the reality is this: our subconscious were actually programmed that even if a new belief was going to save your life, change your life, create love in your life, it's going to push back on it. How many times do you try to change, to get rid of something like a habit or do something really good for yourself, but you can't seem to complete it? Why do you think I put the Whole Life Coach certified together? I'm telling you right now, it's the most powerful mental, emotional, nutritional, physical course in the world. And it's only 9 days. And I will give you a money back guarantee if you ever come to it, up to the 3rd day. So take the 3 days. Take it free. The reality is this, until you're willing to believe that you're worth it and you're worth everything. And this is not about being selfish. Okay, this is about being centered into yourself. You know, do you even know how to have a perfect day? Do you know what would happen if a bomb went off in your neighborhood? Could you just mind your own business? Right? Or even if you didn't mind your own business, do you think you could stay out of the trauma part, which is actually causing all the dis-ease in the world? I will never be sick. I will never have a disease because I'm going to be at ease no matter what goes on, because guess what? Everything that goes on is manipulated and programmed. Everything is a program here. Listen to me. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, J.P. Morgan. These are families that are only interested in power and money, but they're human beings and they work for entities that aren't human beings. Now you're going to think I'm crazy, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you do, because remember something, it doesn't matter if the whole world thinks I'm crazy. I'm the guy that's going down the street with a slight smile on my face all the time. And guess what? Looking at someone and never judging them. I will never judge another human being again. You know, just being trapped on this prison. You know, like I just said, I go, like, as soon as it becomes June and July here, there's going to be 1,000 homeless right all in this area downtown here, and there's no need for any of it. But we're going to give our money to other countries. We're going to waste our money here. I mean, think about all the money. I mean, the Red Cross right now is doing this big push that they're looking for money. Do you know who's behind these people? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay? And my God, okay, says this, that if you put something out continually, you're going to get it. And it doesn't matter what you're putting out. If you want to be negative, you're going to get more of it. If you want to be fearful, you're going to have more of it. If you are going to talk toxic, then you are going to be toxic. 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 And you'll be toxic. I promise y'all. I'll get off my little soapbox. But that's why I didn't come on for 6 days. Because I'm coming to realizations, and I don't care if the majority believes in something, because the majority's never been right. And guess what? The majority always comes to the party too late, don't they? Whether it's financial, whether it's health, anything, it doesn't matter. The majority is always wrong. Did you get that? The majority is always wrong. That is a strong statement, but it's the truth. And it will always be that way on this planet. If you want to escape the matrix, then you cannot follow the majority, okay? You cannot follow them any which way, mentally, physically, financially. By the time that they get into any of these things, it's always too late. It's always too late. Why is it too late? Well, I don't know. You would never have to go to the hospital unless you threw yourself down the stairs or were in a car accident if you were awake. Why do you need a hospital? You need a hospital if you are a disease. If you believe in disease, you need a hospital, okay? If you do not realize that you are not your beliefs, then you need drugs to numb you out. You need alcohol to numb you out. You need to eat yourself until you don't want to kill yourself, but you're going to eat yourself to death. And that's what we do. We also eat ourselves to death through guilt. You can't make me feel guilty for anything. I'll tell you something. When you come from your heart, if you make a mistake, you will apologize, and I will. And I want to know this. I apologize to anybody that I've hurt their feelings, but I'm trying to stir you up a little bit. I'm trying to tell you that it's all BS. You're sitting on the biggest manure pile in the world. You don't know the truth from the truth, okay? You could spend your whole life unpeeling this thing, and that's the God's truth. If you vote, what are you doing that for? You should be voting for yourself every second. That's the only vote that matters, not for voting for someone. Unless that person said, hey, if you vote for me, I'll put a kiddie park in the neighborhood. That's about all you're going to get. You're not going to get anything else, okay? You're not going to get anything else. What would happen if human beings actually said, we're only going to do one thing, have unconditional love for ourselves and our brothers and sisters? Well, for one thing, the whole matrix would crumble down here. And guess what? We would all be set free on a spirit level. But that's not going to happen. Because guess what? You're competing against yourself. You're competing against everyone else. And guess what? Most of the population is so fearful, okay? Totally fearful, scared. I'm not scared of anything. And I'm not telling you, and it's not because I want to fight with anything, because I don't have to. I'm staying neutral. I'm going to stay neutral on all of it. And the reality is, if I go down the rabbit hole and I really start figuring things out, like I don't believe in any religion, none. Stay away from me. Stay away from me if you want to do that to me. Just stay away. If you want to talk about unconditional love that you have for yourself, that you have for this planet, and if you want to be saying, what about the people that get left behind? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do. My God. What are the homeless doing on the streets? What are they even doing there? Okay? And then guess what? If I watch people and they're like looking away or they're in disgust. And you know what? The reality is these people have been set up. They've been set up. Anyways, that's my rant for today. I'm going to be coming on here in a few minutes with a beautiful lady. I'm going to be coming out with my Braveheart Nation app, like I told you, because I come on live and do real people, real healing. And I'm going to be doing a ton of those once I'm set up. You know, traveling, it's really difficult coming on here. And then I've got consultations I'm doing for people. I'm doing personal treatment and training over on the island for a bunch of professionals, right? My son and I, we travel all over the world teaching people how to do Wolf non-surgical. We do couples interventions. We do all kinds of stuff. The reality is here, what can you do to vibrate higher? What can you do to show that you love yourself and that you love others and you're going to be neutral? I'm telling you, if you were to be neutral, follow the path of the heart, it will be a struggle because you're so addicted, okay, to the drama, trauma, everything. Who cares? I don't care about that anymore. Do I care about people? I love people. I know that I need to love everyone, but first I must love myself, and I must practice that, and I must hold the line. If I fill up my own heart, I don't demand from Lori, I don't demand from my children. And then when my children are trauma, and they're trying to push my buttons so that they can create some kind of a fight with me so that they can go, see, nothing ever works for me. It doesn't work. They know that. There is no fight. I love them anyway, but I won't participate. You can call me a liar, a cheater, a scoundrel, or he's not a real doctor. Oh, really, really, really? So what is a doctor then? I just love that part when people come on here and go, you're not a real doctor. Well, of course I'm not a medical doctor, but a medical doctor's not a doctor either. They're either a physician or a surgeon, so you don't know what you're talking about either. And what is a doctor? A doctor is somebody who teaches, somebody who cares for people, who wants to help people, heal people. I don't care what people think anymore because most people aren't thinking. They're not thinking. Anyway, slow down, Daryl. I'm doing a lecture here at the Royal Anne Hotel on Thursday night, 6 o'clock, meet and greet if you want to come and have a hug or shake a hand or tell me your story. And I do want to know your story. I want to know the hell you've went through, but then we're going to take that thing and we're going to burn it. We're going to burn that story because we need to create our own story, not his story, not his story. We're going to create our story. And that's it. If you want to create a new story, then you come to me because I'm gonna help you wherever I can. And my phone number is 469-861-8884. And I will call you back. And you don't have to buy anything from us. And it doesn't matter. You know, you can like me, not like me, love me, don't love me. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna love you anyway. Because guess what? I don't even know why we're here. And somebody go, oh, he's so stupid, he doesn't know why. I don't know why we're here, but this is a planet prison. Listen, the best place to put a person is where? In a place that looks beautiful and then create hell on earth for them. Isn't it cool? Well, guess what? They're not going to do it for me anymore. Okay? Oh, you bore me. Seriously, you bore me. Government bores me. Medical system bores me with their latest, greatest breakthrough. Or marketplace bores me. Okay? What are they going to do? Come and threaten me again? Okay? Do another show on me again? Well, probably. Do you know why they'll do another show on me again? Because it's your money. It's taxpayers' money. But it doesn't really matter because you're never, ever going to pay off the debt because the whole thing was to imprison you. And the reality is nobody pushes back. You pay so much tax everywhere and nobody pushes back. Now me, I'll tell you something. I pay very little tax because people don't research on how to do it. And because there's not enough people that stand up to these guys. It's all illegal, but it's not illegal if the majority's doing it, is it? No, because you don't have anybody standing beside you. I am the minority of the minority. And the reality is this, okay? All right? I am going to live free. I am always going to live free. It doesn't matter what the situation is going on. And you better get that. This is a time for you to really start falling in love with your spirit. It's all about the path of the heart because that feeds the spirit. And guess what? This is not what I am. Okay, I'm not going to disrespect this. Oh, I just love all these people that are highly religious, eh? Oh, I believe in God, I believe in God. Meanwhile, they look like they're going to blow up because they're rotting so much and they eat so much crap, right? Yeah, the reality is this. We've all been sold such stories and we all have to have approval. If you need to have approval, you are in big trouble. If you need approval from others, you're in big trouble. If you take things personal from others, then you're never going to know this person. You're never going to know yourself. That's it. If you've got to be like everyone else, doing what everyone else does, then you just get ready. Because you know what you're going to have to do? Honey, why don't we plan to have some fun on Friday night? Because that's going to be your fun. I am going to make sure that I enjoy everything that I am doing while I'm down here. And I know that this is a prison. And I will have the best time of my life down here on this prison because I will ignore everything that is not high vibrational. I will embrace nature and I will embrace people that are more high vibrational than me or people that are so hungry to feed their spirit and live it and give it. And they understand that, guess what? The majority of the population is always going to eat, drink, and think toxic. And that's it. And it's because they're dumb? No, because the human brain was manipulated in a lab to become 90% the subconscious, so the first 7 years that you cannot filter or make your own decisions, and so that we could let all these people who are called adults and peers come in and poison us. You think I'm kidding? My God. You know what? Seriously, look at what parents do. They send them to a governmental school and then wonder why their children are lost to them. Seriously? Are you like out of your skull? Anyways, it's all just crazy. If you want to know more about the way I feel and how you can take massive action, this is free. And if you want to buy it, it's $95. Have you tried to run this book off? Okay. All right. It would cost you around $175 to $250. I promise you that this is going to be the most powerful book you ever read, because this book puts the power in your hands. Download it for free, pdgfree.com. Then I'm coming out with Braveheart Nation app. It's going to be 95% free. There's even a part on this app where if you are looking for another spirit partner to actually be two spirits to come to this life-threatening adventure and win, it's not a dating site. It's to look for spirit partners. Because I'll tell you, what do people say to me? You know, Daryl, I'm on this journey right now. And guess what? Nobody wants to take it with me. And I just don't know, can't find anybody out there. I said, you know what? I'm going to put that on my app. I'm going to put that on, but this is going to be not a dating site. Understand, okay? This will not be a dating site. Let's make that perfectly clear. This is a spirit being site, being spirit. This is looking for a spirit partner, okay? Not to get spiritual. I don't believe in that either. I'm on a spiritual path. Wow, really? Okay, all right. I'm on a Braveheart warrior spirit path, thank you. There's a difference, okay? All right? And I'm not putting anybody down. Wherever you are in your life, I honor you. Did you get that? Wherever you are, whatever you eat, whatever you think, whatever you drink, I honor you. But just know that if you want to make changes, you can come on my show. Listen, like I said, I do real people, real healing, where people will actually come on and they don't pay me because they can't afford it. So then I'll just do a live online consult, all right? A live online consult, and I do it for free. Don't be shy. And if you don't want to come on and you just want to talk to one of my people, call the 800 number. Or if you want to talk to me, 469-861-8884. Listen to me. Love is the answer, but it's called self-love and self-care. If you knew how to self-love and self-care, what would that do for your children, for your friends, for your family, for the world? Don't talk about how you give your love out all the time, because if you do, you're drained and you're sick, okay? Because you're not at ease. You'll have a disease. And understand, we can become high vibrational enough to never have a disease, okay? All right? Do I push it sometimes and drain myself a little bit? Yes, but I'm getting smarter. I'm almost 67, so understand, as far as I'm concerned, I'm doing pretty good, because I was programmed to kill myself just like you. Just like you. And then we were told to go to practitioners that were doing that to us. Yes or no? And then understand something. There is no natural health practitioner like our Braveheart Nation group. Because you know what? Does your body worker give you a money back guarantee? Ours do. We'll give you a money back guarantee that limp, okay, that whether it's arthritis, whether it's bursitis, whether it's a breathing problem, whether it's tinnitus, we'll take you further than anywhere, because it's always been scar tissue crystallization calcification. Go take a look at my book and read Reverse the Irreversible, or go to my library and watch the masterclass and find out how you've been ruled and screwed, okay? Because you have, all right? And understand something, any natural health practitioners or anybody wanting to get into health, please check out braveheartnation.com. Become a whole life coach, certified, okay? Become a Wolf non-surgical body worker, all right? I'll give you a money back guarantee. Will blow your minds in just a few days. You know, they make all these courses years. Why? Why do we have to go for years to courses? Why do we have to spend tens and thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars? It's all a scam. It's all a scam. When I went, first thing I did when I was got out of school, I became a registered massage therapist. And that's a 2-year course. And understand something. I quit being a registered massage therapist 6 months after I got out. And I put together Wolf Non-Surgical, and we give a money back guarantee to all our patients. Does a massage therapist do that? No. Does an acupuncturist do it? No. I got my doctor in acupuncture. I don't do that either. I'm trying to tell you that I bring the thunder down. If I'm going to be here, I'm going to live the best life. I'm going to bring the most powerful courses, the most powerful treatments, the most powerful energy medicine therapies, and the best nutraceuticals in the world. And I can say that. Nobody comes on and attacks me about that, do they? Because they can't. Because I do it. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You know what? There's a brave heart in you. You have, everybody is a piece of this puzzle. This is an 8 billion piece puzzle. I'm only one piece. Where's your passion? What's your purpose? Come on. Bring on the thunder. Let me see you roar. Have a beautiful day.